Good morning. So much to talk about with the weather, so little time. So let's get right to it. We will start with an air quality alert. Now, this is fairly typical once we get into the season where we get these warm temperatures getting in the 80s and even low 90s. We often do see these air quality alerts. So that is in effect today for most of the area, something to keep in mind. And we also have the fog to discuss. Now, for the most part, this is not as bad as it was earlier this morning, although some spots still stuck with some pretty thick fog right now. Westerly now down to 0 visibility. We're at 8 miles in Newport, 2 New Bedford. But remember, these observations are taken at airports, and in between the observation sites, you could easily still see some visibility near 0. So this is the situation from Newport. Occasionally, we have been able to see the top of the Newport Bridge from this camera. Not right now, though, because of the fog. And at Narragansett Town Beach, you can see people in the water, the fog not stopping the paddle boarders and the surfers from enjoying the morning. I'm also noticing a few joggers here running along the seawall in Narragansett. Just be careful out there, as some of those roads may have some really poor visibility for the next couple hours. 62 in Smithfield, 64 in Providence, 61 New Bedford, 62 in Newport. And our winds, not much to speak of, a lot of calms showing up on this map, and a breeze of 3 miles an hour from the southwest in Smithfield. High pressure in control. Now, this is a special kind of high pressure. This is a Bermuda high, basically, because it's near Bermuda. And when it's in this position, it tends to pump in a lot of heat and humidity. You can see the direction of the arrows here kind of coming in from the southwest, and that will drag in some of that heat and humidity for the next several days. Temperature-wise, we will get warm today. In fact, by around lunchtime or so, likely some mid-80s already for inland spots, the south coast in the 70s. For high temperatures today, upper 80s to around 90. So Woonsocket, you could easily hit 90 today. Cumberland, same story, 88 Pasco, 88 Smithfield, 90. Not out of the question in Providence. We are probably looking at some 70s for the south coast because of those breezes coming out of the southwest. So Newport, Jamestown, Narragansett, likely in the mid to upper 70s today. So the beach would be the place to go if you're looking to take an edge off the heat today. Then tomorrow, this is around noontime, mid-90s, so tomorrow is even warmer than today. And on both days, we do have humidity to deal with. Now, today's dew points will likely be in the mid-60s. That's when it does start to feel a bit muggy. But some locations, especially south of Providence, could easily be in the upper 60s, maybe close to around 70, especially as we go into tomorrow for those dew points. And that's when it really starts to feel muggy. So be mindful that humidity will be part of what makes it feel pretty warm this weekend. And as I mentioned, the beach will be a little bit cooler, upper 70s today once we get through some of that morning fog at the coast. And then tomorrow, low 80s at our beaches with some fog and then sunshine during the afternoon. On the water, a little bit choppy today. Winds out of the southwest, 10 to 20 knots. Waves in Narragansett Bay, 2 to 4 feet. And then tomorrow, waves 2 to 3 feet with those winds out of the west-southwest at 5 to 15 knots. Now, tonight, if you have plans to be outdoors, well, it's going to be warm. Temperatures low 70s, probably some upper 60s by early tomorrow morning. In that 7-day forecast, I mentioned the potential of the first heat wave of the year. You could see how we could maybe get it. If today's 87 ends up being 90, well, we could have a heat wave starting today. Remember, you need 3 days in a row of temperatures in the 90s or warmer. It stays warm into next week, too. Chance of some showers and storms Tuesday and Wednesday. You can always get an updated forecast on our website at WPRI.com. And Sheena, because I'm a weather nerd, I do sometimes get excited discussing these heat waves, but it's really more of a technicality. Even if we don't get that heat wave, it's going to be a warm weekend, especially tomorrow.
And back to that air quality alert. You know, people might hear that and be like, ah, but it's normal and kind of just a reminder to take it easy, right?
Yeah, absolutely. This time of year, you could get those higher levels of surface ozone as the temperatures start to warm up. So just be aware of it, and we do tend to see the majority of these issued starting from now through the summer.
All right, thank you so much. Well, now in